Olenaki here with another Halo Infinite LASO challenge campaign mission walkthrough, and this is a replay of mission 1, Warship Gbraaken, and the reason I did this is to demonstrate this is really not how you should restart or replay a mission in a video game. What's happening with replays in Halo Infinite is that you take a game save, you go to the tactical map, you select the mission, and then you select replay. And you get the weapons that you had at the last save point or control point of the previous, that mission, that original save file, I should say. So what I did was I went into Easy, or created a new save file on Easy with the Thunderstorm skull, so I get upgraded weapons to be able to pick up, and bandana, so I get infinite ammo. And I zipped through the first 3 missions in 40 minutes or so, and I went back and I replayed this mission and the Foundation mission just to demonstrate how ridiculously easier they become. And again, I started with a save file that was done on Easy, and I did get credit for a legendary completion. So that's not really how it should happen, but that's how it does in this game. So I'll let this run out a little bit and we'll get into the action, and we will see how easy it is to run through this mission. Or I should say less difficult. I mean, there's still issues. I'm running with every skull on except blind. Now, I'm also running with all the cutscenes on. I did not do this in my original Mythic LASO runs, because the whole intention there was to do a zero-death run in a single segment. The cutscenes were not necessary for that. Running the cutscenes here kind of fills in the blanks a little bit on some of the story. And I'm just letting these cutscenes run out. Although we will see a slight change in the cutscene to come.
Echo 216. Can you hear me? This is UNS. The main power cells are fried. All shut down. Triggering survival mode. I'm going to try to override it. Okay. You can hear me in there. I hope you're ready. Please don't die. Please. Don't die. Yes! 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 We're going home! Welcome back, Chief. I've rerouted what needed power I had into your suit. I'm seeing a fault on the calibration matrix. Use that thing into calibration matrix. Okay, follow the light. Look up.
This is typical of a lot of Halo games.
Now let's look down. Seems fine. Let's try right. And now left. Your visor feed and motor function seem to be operational. But it looks like there's a problem with servos in your hands. Handle it. Stay calm. You've been out there a while.
Okay, notice that we did not have to insert the communications chip into his armor, as in the original mission.
We lost everything. There's nothing left for us here. I don't think where here is. No. Nothing! Not again! We need to run!
I need a weapon.
Weapon? This is all I've got.
It's enough.
What are you gonna do?
Improvise. Close the door.
Actually, we could probably have separated this as just the introduction to the game, since it's going to run like 9 minutes.
You have one bullet against an entire army. What can you do on your own?
Before we actually get into the Warship Gbraaken game itself, or mission itself.
You work on the batteries. I'll buy us some time.
Now when we come through this mesh here, we should have an AR and a pistol, but we don't. And as soon as I gain control back, we'll see that I have a sword and I have the tank gun, which is what I got. I got the sword from Foundation in my easy rerun, my easy save file I should say, and I got the tank gun in Outpost Tremonius before I started this game, this replay. So even though I'm running this legendary all skulls on except blind, which is the definition that Mythic Tyrant gave to LASO challenge, I've got weapons I shouldn't have. Now there is a little bit of a disadvantage, a slight disadvantage to the tank gun. Because, for example, you have to jump to be able to fire. But because it's such a powerful weapon, the disadvantage is kind of neutralized by the advantage. Now up here, that was 2 grunts I just took out, and up here I'm going to take out the third with a, whoops, I went right by him, with a melee sword. Striking with the sword is like a melee. And I'll take him, you know, again, I switched to dynamo grenades, and I froze him with a dynamo grenade, and then I fired my tank, I switched and fired my tank gun. A couple things to note on the tank gun is that you kind of fire from your knees, so you kind of have to jump to fire, especially when you're firing down. And you can't throw grenades with it equipped, and you can't sprint with it equipped. So those are some disadvantages, plus the fact that if you use the grapple with it equipped and you accidentally pick up another weapon, you've lost the tank gun for good. Now, of course, you could go back and replay Outpost Harmonious in that save file and get it back, so it's not that big a deal. And that's a lot easier than the original mission. And as far as missions beyond Outpost Harmonious on easy, what I could have done to keep running the missions, excuse me, after I did replay on the first 2, is I could bring up the save file, and it's currently sitting at recovery, or the tower, and I could change it from easy to LASO challenge, my legendary all skulls on except blind, and just continue on. So anyway, there were 4 grunts there that were just no match for the tank gun. There's 3 brutes back here. Dynamo grenades will easily take them out. There they go. Bandana lets me just keep firing grenades. And then on to the next. Now, somebody is just starting the game and wanted to do LASO or something like LASO challenge, they're going to have to run through the entire campaign to get the skulls. My recommendation is run it on easy. Save the save file, and then go back in and run replay. Now, what you get along with the skulls, I mean, you would have to go, you know, find all the Spartan cores, which I highly recommend. But you could replay all the campaign missions, resetting the legendary all skulls on. And oh, notice how easy it was to take out those brutes back there. A lot harder in the original mission. There was also 4 shielded jackals that had no chance. Anyway, even though from recovery on, you're generally going to be running with a sword and tank gun, or BR and a tank gun, but generally I ran with the sword and tank gun. The fact that you've got all the Spartan cores there enabled, not only there, but you've enabled all your capabilities, even though you won't supposedly pick them up till certain missions. That gives you a little bit more power than what you would normally have running through the original missions. And again, that should not be the case. Okay, throw a dynamo grenade, freeze them, get the early guys out, and then at distance, go ahead and fire the tank gun to take out the remaining grunts. There we go. Now the strategy in this next room is a little bit different than the original mission, just because you have to jump with the tank gun, and jumping at the door is a real pain in the butt. So run into the room, take out that first guy, haul it over here, Oh, and I lost some shields there. One of the brutes has got an automatic, and that will take shields down in a hurry, which is a real pain. And it's that guy right there. It would have been nice if I'd have hit him on the first try. Alright, Frozine, where's he at? Oh, there he is. Got him that time. Okay, the idea here is fire and then duck behind cover. Oh, even the grunts know what I'm doing. There we go. Now, I don't know. There's two brutes back there. I don't know, you know, one could hope to save a grunt. Oh, yes, we saved a grunt. He's gonna, no. I got trigger happy there. I was thinking about saving that grunt. Oh, there's another one up there. Okay, good. Get my shields back. That was the whole point of that. Okay, this room is similar to doing it in the original. Just fire at the. Oh, I should have fired at the post, and the splash damage would have taken all these guys out. And again, it's because jumping with the tank gun causes a little bit of an issue. So I lost a little bit of shielding there, darn it. This room, I've got grunts and brutes galore. And again, firing through the door requires an accurate, you know, mid-jump fire, if you will. There's a brute up there. There's another grunt. So this room actually becomes a little bit more difficult to get fire on the target, but the fire is so much better, you know, so much more effective, if you will, that once I get near a bad guy, I can easily take him out. God darn it. Now, normally when you're firing, oh darn, I lost a little more of your shields. When you're firing up, you should not have to jump, and that's what was irritating to me, because I thought that, you know, firing up that second level I wouldn't have to jump like so, and it probably would have happened as I caught the top of the door. Alright, there's a brute down there at the far end. There should be a brute up on this upper level up here who starts complaining about the grenades, and I don't know whether they took him out or not. Yep, got him that time. That's the nice thing about having blind off. You know with the big X, red X, that you've taken somebody out. Alright, so I believe there was a grunt and a brute down the far end, and they're gone. Next room has got, I don't know, close to half a dozen brutes. I'm not sure exactly how many. But again, first thing to do is to fire a bunch of grenades in there and freeze them. Sometimes there is a turret, a portable turret right there at the door with a grunt. This run there wasn't. Okay, he's firing, he's mad. Now, generally the strategy here in this room is to keep bouncing between these doors. Make them think you're in one place when you go back to the other, because they will fire. There we go. Oops. They will fire where the fire is coming from. Let's put it that way. Not sure where he's at. Oh, there he is. Quick retreat there, because he would, if I stayed there any longer than momentarily, he would fire at me. There we go. I caught him in grenade animation, grenade throwing animation. That's why I could stay in that one spot. Made it a little bit easier. Okay, next up is the big room, where we've got a bunch of brutes to deal with initially. Now there's a cutscene here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down and melee the closest brute, throw some grenades to freeze the ones on the walkway there, and then start firing like crazy with the tank gun.
Of course,
Okay, about to come out of the cutscene.
We have a new problem.
Now, gotta be careful here because sometimes that guy right there will turn around. Not in this run, though.
This Pelican's nearly on board and the power's still out.
What I find interesting also with the tank gun is that occasionally you'll fire and then you'll jump to fire again and you pull the trigger and nothing happens and you get really irritated. Okay, that takes care of the brutes. That was pretty easy. That was a lot easier than the original mission. That's because the tank gun has much more firepower than a rocket launcher.
It's locked down. Requires a hack.
Okay. And you can do that?
No. New plan. Scuttle the ship.
You are going to destroy this ship.
Okay, what I'm looking at are brutes coming down those far ramps.
To die here.
Okay, I see two coming down on the left side,
Pipes running towards the
and it looks like I got them. And you know, I don't see them coming down the right side, so they must be coming out from another doorway next level down. That doorway down there, so they must have already be out the door. Oh, there's one of them. Now, one of them has got an automatic, and one of them's got a rocket launcher. That was the automatic guy right there. And he's hiding behind the cooling tower. And I just got him. Now, I would have taken them out in the similar or same sequence as I just did with the rocket launcher. So there's no real change in tactic there. Except that, you know, I've got a wider area of damage that I can deal with. Okay, so some more brutes came out on the backside. There's two automatic brutes and a couple of grunts and a shielded jackal and then a couple of shielded brutes. So maybe my movement around going back towards that first door I came in triggered them being spawned. Alright, so now we can take out the first cooling tower. I don't need a grenade here, I just use the tank gun. And notice I switched back over to my sword. Whenever I'm going to grapple, I don't want to grapple with the tank gun because if I accidentally pick up a weapon, then I have lost the tank gun. So that's why you'll see me switch. I'm constantly switching back and forth between the two, especially if I'm running or grappling. Okay. That was one of the shielded brutes. There's another one back here. I don't know if I got him or not, but there's the... Nope, didn't get him. Got him that time, though. Okay, so the two shielded brutes and the shielded jackal are taken care of. Now let's get the two grunts and two automatic. That's one grunt. And the two automatic brutes are back there at the back. There's one of them, and he's firing, and I lost some more. Of my own shield. Not sure where the other guy is. Then notice how I switch back over to the sword to grapple. Okay, there's the grunt. Looking for the brute. Okay, got my shields back. Alright, there goes the second tower, and now we'll fire the engines and start the destruction of the ship.
Okay. Fire up those engines, Chief. Maybe we'll survive.
And as soon as we do that, we'll have another cutscene. And that will be introduced to Escheron.
if you must. It matters not. Banished will hunt you down, pursue you wherever you run.
Who is that? Do you know him?
No.
Well, he knows you. He knows all about you. You need to hurry. Get back here.
Okay, first up,
All together.
a couple of grunts right at the door. Freeze them and fire. Oops. Fire a little bit better. Like so. Again, timing the firing and the jumping sometimes can get a little bit tricky, especially when you're firing through a door at long distance. It looks like I took care of the grunts down at the far end as well. There were two others, and they will fire the disruptors, so you got to be real careful about that. Through the door, there's a brute. Do not expose yourself, but throw a grenade out there. Hopefully that'll blow up the fusion cores and stuff, and take out the brute. Normally works. That was a grunt down there, by the way. Kind of looking around to see if the brute is taken care of. I don't see him. So, but it does look like I took out that brute, so. Just don't want him coming out after me as I go by. Okay, there's another brute past the next doorway. Be careful of flying debris. Trying to, okay, there he is. See, he's popping back out into the middle. Sometimes we can take him out with grenades. Other times, well, get him back out in the middle so I can fire on him. Alright, two grunts. Two brutes down there at the end. The brute's got the automatics, so you gotta be careful. Alright, watch for flying debris there. I actually got taken out in the previous run by a flying container. Alright, next up is a couple of grunts, and they're not that much of a big deal. Again, more flying debris. These two grunts have a tendency to run around frightened. Be careful of the blood, the blue goo down there. Alright, that wasn't too tough. I think it's rocket fuel that's or container fuel or something that's down there that will take your shields down. Alright, notice that I step up, step back because of flying debris again. Well, so let's go back and listen to Eshron a little more.
We will meet on the battlefield.
Alright, now it's just following a specific path to get out of the ship. So just follow the path that I am on.
Oh God, they're trying to get in.
On my way.
A little careful of flying debris.
What was that?
It's interesting that that grunt is generally not there on Mythic LASO, which is all the skulls on.
Out of time.
The batteries.
Or full LASO, I should say.
Charging.
You can do full LASO with,
It's going to be close.
with a death or more. A Mythic LASO says run the entire mission without any deaths in a single segment. But that grunt's not there when all the skulls are on, which I thought was pretty interesting. Alright, so maybe it's there to help get your shields back on a slightly less level of difficulty. Alright, there were 2 floors there, 2 levels. That first level just went down with that crashing elevator. And down here we got several grunts. We can take them out from distance. Yeah, because they have disruptors. You don't want them to put a lot of fire on you. And then as soon as you get down a little closer, an elite, not an elite, but a brute will come through the door. And he's toast.
I hope this place holds together that long. Charge faster!
And down there at the far end are 2 grunts. I just took them out. Again, a little bit easier than the rocket launcher that I had in the original run. And we just got to get down right to this point, and here's a forced cutscene. So, more or less in summary, I feel that it's the advantages you get from replay are just literally unfair. It makes even a mission set to almost the most difficult settings easier. Now, thanks to the tank gun, LASO, and using the tank gun throughout the missions once you get beyond Outpost Tremonius, LASO is probably not much more difficult, if more difficult, than straight Legendary without any skulls on. But anyway, and that is Warship Gbraaken on LASO Challenge difficulty, Legendary, all skulls on, except for blind. No deaths, everything run in a single segment. I do hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helps you in your quest for Warship Gbraaken on LASO difficulty, LASO Challenge difficulty, or even LASO difficulty. This is Olden Aki signing off. Take care, everybody.